Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Now, we had on the previous structures or previous videos, we had these structures where we were expecting this to be a wave A and then wave B and looking for down for wave C. Now at this moment, again, as more price data has come in, this trend line, upper trend line for this possible diagonal, since we had this as a three-way structure for wave 1 and this possible wave 2 here, we've had to adjust this upper trend line. It doesn't really make too much sense. Now this is more like a channel going downwards, if even that, because again we haven't had a third touch here or third pivot. So yeah, it is not really good looking overall. And yeah, at this moment I definitely want us to take out this high, this current high that we had, just because of the slope that we are having with these two trend lines are very similar. So before going downwards, I definitely want to see that. Now, we had two different ideas as well, and Dan actually showed one idea that I hadn't seen before. Before that, we had this as a possibility where we would have this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, having this as a massive diagonal. However, this is kind of proportionate. However, we are getting some wicks through the trend lines here, which is definitely not that big of a problem, at least on higher time frame, but it is still a possibility that there is something else going on. And Dan actually showed us the one of his counts where he had this as, again, three-way structure into an A wave, looking for some kind of pullback for B wave. For B wave, we would be expecting three-way structure in which this was going to be the first one, and he actually ended all the way down here at these lows. So we would have this as a double zigzag into wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 and wave 5 at these lows. For sure, it doesn't have the right look or really proportionate look, but it is, again, one of those scenarios that can explain what is going on. And this kind of looks good, because again, we don't need to be forcing this mess into a diagonal that has the trend lines going on in there, and it doesn't puncture those. And this is already finished, so it is very much of a possibility that this is happening. Now, looking at this, the minimum we want to see for the retracement of this B wave would be around 20.8k, and that is also the 38.2. The 38.2 is the retracement we want to see, and a 38.2 extension is as well right here where we are at now. So that would be the minimum we want to see for the wave B. Generally, the wave Bs are larger than wave As, but it doesn't need to be. So we have all this time to go through and see what kind of structures we are going off of here. But if we are looking at this structure and starting it from down these lows, we would have this as a three-way structure. Now, the issue comes with this. How are we going to be putting this structure into anything? This, I feel like, is the determining factor on this whole count. This feels like it is the only structure that looks good. And if we can't pair this off with this three-way move here, how can we pair it up? I'm not sure. We have already taken out these highs here with this wick, so we can't have this as a start of anything unless we want to be saying that this is the structure. Kind of stretching, I feel like. Can't really get anything good here. It is not really, well, a good looking structure. I had, let me see, I probably deleted all those already, where we had on a smaller time frame, we had this as a potential five-way structure, but again, it was really forced. Was it like this? I think it was like this, where we would have diagonal here, expanding diagonal there, and expanding diagonal in here. Was it? No, actually, it was like this. where we would have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 expanding diagonal into the third, fourth, and expanding diagonal into the fifth. And this is the only way we can fit a zigzag pattern here, but again, that is very, very short. So you see this count has its own issues as well. It did get to the 0.618 here, which is again the minimum we want to see overall at all. So technically it is possible. Not saying that it's not, because it is, but it just has issues like many of its other colleagues here on the chart. But if we are actually assuming that we have this as that W, X, and Y, we would be looking for higher prices than this current one, I do think. Even though I feel, again, we have probably hit the 0.618, yeah, we did. But again, it is very small. It is very small, this structure, comparing it to the wave W here, because that is where you should be comparing this structure to here. And in time, if we are comparing it in time, I think it ended here. Not even a third, or basically a third, less than 38.2% of the time used here is used in this one. So I would think we would do something like this for the wave Y if this was to happen. So we'll see, of course. If we are looking at the smaller time frame structures, again, there is not really clear structure. This is very overlapping structures, same way we have climbed upwards. So most likely this, whatever this is some kind of corrective structure. To me, the best look is that if we have this as a 3, another 3, and this would be another 3, 3, and then 3. So I would think that, let's check out the RSI, slowest. Yeah, I think this is a 3 wave in itself, this, and then this. So overall we would have this structure. And the next one looks pretty clear, way clearer as that. And that probably looks like it is going to be a flat pattern here. YP, so yeah, it is valid as a flat. So we could be doing something like this. And generally we want to be seeing a 1-to-1 ratio for that flat. But we would be looking at a 5-way structure in here. And as you see here, we are again very, very choppy moves, very overlapping, especially here. The only thing that we could be seeing here, I feel like, is some kind of diagonal. Either diagonal is already done here, and one of these things is just a way to retracement, and we continue coming down. 1-to-1 would be around 1950, and anywhere around here would be fine as well. If we are going to go past these, then it does not really fit anymore into the idea of being flat, because again, those extension levels just don't fit too well. At that point, you would want to be looking into something else as well again. I feel like there is going to be some kind of volume here. Yeah, at the 1-to-1 we are starting to get more volume, and definitely more volume profile here, of course, because we had this massive thing here before it as well. But I feel like that is the most likely scenario at this very moment on shorter term, looking for some kind of down movement. And if this turns into a 5-way structure, then we know that there is at least going to be some kind of pullback upwards. Whether it's going to be this wave Y, or whether it's just a 3 waves and then smaller 3 waves to continue us downwards, we don't know, but that will happen, or will show itself at some point. But I feel like that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. I'm not going to go too detailed into anything else but this, because this definitely was a new idea that I had not seen before, and it was very interesting to me. Hopefully you learned something, and if you did, give the video a like, and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video. Bye bye.